let's take the Elves, for example. Now, the idea that it's expectation that makes you see elves, this is very commonly used as an explanation for why people see elves. Particularly Terence McKenna is given the blame for this.
Right.
Now, does that make sense? Well, it could make sense. But then, so let's take the timeline. Let's draw the timeline backwards, pre-McKenna. We go into, let's say, the first DMT study ever in the 1950s. Stephen Zara, Hungarian physician, injected DMT into himself. He discovered the psychedelic effects of DMT. And in his very first study, one of his subjects, he was, I think, a nurse who worked at the hospital where he was working, she saw small beings that moved around very, very quickly. She described them as like dwarves. But again, it's the same motif. Lots of little beings that move around very, very quickly. We can draw the line back even further. We go to the Amazonian rainforests, the Yanomami, a particular very large group, an indigenous group in South America. They describe when taking their DMT-based drugs, multitudinous beings that are so numerous that you can never get to the end of them, that are lively, that are brightly colored, that dance and sing, and they call them the Hekura. So you have a whole mythos around beings that you might call elves, right? We would call them elves. They call them Hekura. So the idea that Terence McKenna is responsible for people seeing lively, giggling beings, which he called machine elves, but really we're just talking about small beings that take various forms, but they're unified by their character. It's not Terence McKenna. I mean, this goes back perhaps thousands of years, people seeing the same kind of beings.